about it. Omar, in a couple of days, we're going to have the opening day here in Cleveland. Tell me about the experience that you have on the opening day when you play here. Tell me about that experience.
Well, there was a really a special moment when we opened the Jake. Used to call the Jake in the beginning of 1995, I think. And we have a lot of things going, a lot of new people coming into the team. We got a high expectation of the team going to the playoff, and it was amazing. Everything that involved the preparation from spring training to the time that you being choose or being a 25-man roster. It's so excited. I think it's a special moment for everybody that got to be there, and of course the people have a lot of hope that the team is gonna be ready for another great year, playoff, World Series, and everything else. And I can't tell you how those moments mark a player in your life. You always prepare for those moments, and I think it's one of the most special time that you get as a baseball player.
So back to the Venezuelan part. So you obviously middle infield, shortstop your whole career. Over the past couple years, the Cleveland Guardians, we've had Venezuelan middle infielders: Andres Jimenez, Brian Rocchio, Arias. Do you have a relationship with these players? Do they ever reach out to you? And what does that mean for you to have those players playing on the Cleveland Guardians right now?
And before,
Yeah,
it's Adrubar
Tuba Cabrera. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cabrera too. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there has been a lot of Venezuelans coming from from this area, and of course I know them. I see them play here in the Venezuelan League. I got the opportunity to meet them, and then last year I went to a few games where I got the opportunity to say hi to Andres Jimenez, and I finally met Rocchio. Rocchio was one of those players that I really admire, and I felt really excited to talk to him because he was one of those new players that everybody talk about it. Their team was a championship here. They were champions in Venezuela, and then he brought that excitement to the Guardians. So it's a great time to meet the new generation. They got a new mentality of the game. The evolution of the new players now is very. I admire that because when we came up, the players, I don't think they were as smart as the players nowadays. These guys are prepared differently. They have more meetings. They got more numbers. They talk about statistic, and I think that bring a different concept to the new generation of players. It is a very exciting time for me to have a conversation with them because they bring a lot of different things, and we get to discuss things about these new rules that are coming out in Major League.
Omar, you came up in an era with just some of the greatest shortstops of all time: A-Rod, Jeter, Tejera, you. But of all of them, none of them had the glove that you had. Huh?
Carl Ripken, don't forget about Carl Ripken too.
Oh yeah, exactly. There's a whole bunch I probably forgot. Honestly, there was so many great shortstops, but none of them compared to you, I think, in the field. And what you did, to this day, I had never seen anyone do better, is barehand the ball on a fielder. How did you get so good at barehanding the ball?
I think when I was growing up, we play a lot of games with balls that we made ourselves, with tape, with socks, with different cardboard juices that you kind of press them down and then you tape it up. And those balls used to make funny bounce. They always hit you in the chest, they hit you in the face because they're not round all the way. So that give me an opportunity to develop my game, to get the skills of bare-handing balls and play without a glove. And then when I get to America and we play with these beautiful parts where they're all smooth, I think I have a little advantage over the other infielders because we were playing with those balls. And I take pride on that. Every day we just call our friends, we go to this park and we play with these balls. And I think that's how I develop my skills of bare-handing balls.
Omar, you play in 11 series in the playoff, but I know you're never gonna forget about 1995 winning that game in Seattle. They used to live in Seattle. You used to play with Seattle before you got traded to Cleveland. Tell me about that game and going to the World Series. Tell me about the experience, doing it with the Indians.
Yeah, I remember that we used to face Randy Johnson. He was one of the toughest pitchers in the league, and everything was against us because we had to go to Seattle and win at least 2 games. And Kenny Lofton have a great game getting on base. There was a play where he scored from second base on a wild pitch. I think in the beginning of the game, it was a controversy call because the mound used to be higher than normal. Remember that we called the umpires, the manager, Mike Hargrove, called the umpires, and they measured the mound, and it was like 2 inches higher than normal. And that's how everything started. We got like in Randy's mind a little bit, and that play a little bit of mind games. And, we were experts on that. We really know how to get to the enemy. And I think that really played a huge role in the final game. We finally won those 2 games in Seattle. And then we went to the World Series because of that. But everybody, I mean, those were close games. I think the end of the game was 3-1 or something like that. We knew that we weren't going to score too many runs, so we tried to take advantage of everything that happened around that game, and getting on Randy's mind was one of them.